It was a Friday night, about 11 o'clock. I was heading home from a friend's house. I was 19 years old. And I was in my first Mustang, and it was a 95 SN95 5.0 V8 manual 5-speed transmission, had the dark green exterior with the tan leather. And I loved this car. I'm on the way home. It was nighttime, of course, and it was raining. So I was trying to take it easy. It wasn't going very fast. And all of a sudden, I see behind me, I wasn't speeding. I was 19. I was probably speeding a little bit. But I was going home, and obviously I didn't have the greatest tires on the car. You know, when you're young, you wait a little bit for the tires. You might not wait till it's like the threads are showing through, but you definitely wait for them to get pretty low before you afford another set. So I'm driving home. It's in the rain. I'm aware of these things, and then all of a sudden, maybe probably not even doing 10 over, but a little gumball blue light behind me tries to pull me over, comes up behind me, and I was like, oh man, it was raining too, so I couldn't really tell exactly. I just knew there was a blue light flashing behind me. So I pull up to kind of a place where I thought was good to pull over, and the car follows me. I think it had been behind me for a little while. I'm not really sure how long it had been behind me. And so I'm like, all right, it's time to pull over. This cop's pulling me over. I don't even know why. He's going to get really wet. I'm going to get wet because it's pouring rain. And I pull over into like a little shoulder area where it's like a turn lane. And all of a sudden the blue light just zooms past me because it rode my butt. I mean, it was right on my bumper for a good 100, 200 yards. And then as soon as I pull over, it just bolts right around me. I'm like, what in the world? So I look over, and it wasn't a cop car, or at least I'm pretty sure it wasn't a cop car. It was a Mitsubishi Eclipse, and I couldn't tell who was in it, but I immediately thought, man, some other young punk kid has just totally pulled a fast one on me. And it was one of the little gumball lights that was just on the dash. So I was pretty sure it wasn't a real cop. So I shifted into second gear, pulled out of the little turn lane, got behind the car, and I'm following it. I'm like, I'm going to pull over this. I'm going to follow this guy to wherever he's going, and I'm going to teach him a lesson. That's what's going through my 19-year-old brain, at least. So I'm going behind him, and I remember my tires are not great. And this is also a Mustang. It's rear-wheel drive and front engine. This is probably not a good chase vehicle. That's what I'm thinking to myself, right? So I only make it, I don't even know, half a mile. And this all-wheel drive Eclipse, little turbo car, just leaves me in the dust, in the rain. Because, of course, I can't go very fast. I can feel it wanting to hydroplane. I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is not good. I cannot do this. So I had to slow down. Luckily, I was smart enough at 19 years old to be able to do that. Most people, I don't think, are. So I'm slowing down, and he's losing me. But he's still got this light on. I'm like, what? Why would you even leave the light on? And as soon as I think that, the light turns off and he's just zooming. You know, I can barely see him. Again, it's nighttime. I just see brake lights or tail lights, and he's gone. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I can't wait to see that car again around town. I'd not realized it was a small town. I was like, I can't remember anybody or where I've seen, this color Eclipse before. And those cars were newer at the time and kind of cool. Wasn't really my thing, but it's kind of cool anyways. And so I was like, man, I gotta find this guy another time, right? So weeks go by. Never saw the car. Of course, it wasn't a cop car. I really quickly realized that. But weeks go by, and I didn't see the car. And one afternoon, I'm with my girlfriend, and we're parked at a stoplight. And right up next to me, this Eclipse pulls right up next to me, and I'm looking over across her. She thinks I'm looking at her. Probably I'm looking across her, and I see this Eclipse. It pulls up right next to me at the stoplight. Lightly tinted windows, but I saw that little gumball light on the dash, and I knew it was them. They didn't realize who I was or that was the car they tried to pull over weeks prior to that. So I was like, babe, hold on. And so the light went green, and I'm hitting it. I jump out in front of them, pull right in front of them, and slow way down. I mean, I'm brake checking them. I'm hitting them with the washer fluid. You guys know the trick. It's spraying all over their car, or having to spray their thing around. And eventually, and so I'm doing all this because I'm trying to see if I can get them to do the same thing. And after I hit them with the brakes and all that kind of stuff and the windshield wiper fluid, Sure enough, turns on the little gumball light. And I'm fine. Okay, that's fine. I'm 10 under the speed limit. He passes me because it's a 2-lane. He gets over next to me and pulls up. I roll my window down. He's on this side of me, and I'm like, roll your window down. He cracks his window, and I'm like, hey, you remember me? Tried to pull me over a few weeks ago at night? And he's just like deer in the headlights. Hits the little light and just nails the brakes and tries to turn left. I'm like, nah, I hit my brakes downshift. I'm following him. Finally follow this guy forever. I mean, it was probably 20 minutes. My girlfriend was like, stop following this guy. I mean, what are you doing? Like, what's going to happen here? And so finally, I don't know if he was like getting low on gas or what, but he pulls into this gas station, pulls up to the pump, gets out of his car real quick, runs inside and locks himself into the bathroom. I'm like, who does this? You know, like you're running around pretending to be a police officer, trying to pull people over or just get them to move, and you think you're funny. And then somebody, calls you out on it, and you're going to go hide in the gas station bathroom. I swear I waited there probably 15 minutes. My girlfriend was like, I'm done. And he never came out of the bathroom. I go back and, I want to do something to his car, but I also don't want to, get in trouble in that manner. The police show up or whatever, and, I'm vandalizing his car or whatever. So I decided, I remember I had a tube of like not chapstick, but like, some sort of lotion, like stuff or whatever that's squeezable. So I get that out of my center console. I go over and I squeezed out the whole thing underneath his door handle in his car. The whole thing. I mean, just globs of like this liquid chapstick or whatever. And I was like, all right, we got to go park over here behind these bushes at this next little parking lot, and we got to watch when it comes out. Like I'm getting one on this guy. We're not leaving. So we put the stuff out, go over there and wait. It was like another 15 minutes. The guy he's coming out of the gas station, and like he's peeking around both sides looking to see if I'm still there. He's like, man, he's doing one of these, like nobody's there. And so he goes out to his car, runs out real quick, and he puts his hand under, and it just comes out, and he's like, what is this? All this goo, all this crap all over his hand. And he's looking up underneath there, and it's just, it's caked underneath his door handle. And you can see him in the distance. He's cussing himself, and he's all done with it. He takes the light, all right, out of his car, walks around and throws it in the trash can at the gas station. And I'm dying laughing at this point, rolling behind the bushes in the pine straw. My girlfriend's sitting in the car. She didn't even care. And I'm like, I'm dying. And I'm like, payback, baby, payback. So if any of you guys think that's funny, don't do it. It's not funny. Thanks for watching. I'm Lance with Foxbody FX. If you have a story to tell about a Mustang or cool Ford, let me know. Shoot me an email, foxbodyfx@gmail.com. Maybe I'll be able to have you come and tell your story. Otherwise, please, I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you like it, subscribe, smash that button, and give a comment. And we appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoy another video. Check all of them out. And again, thanks for watching and listening to the Foxbody FX Podcast.